All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is 11:57 a.m., August 4th, 2025. Took one trade earlier this morning, well, about an hour ago. No, half hour. Um, the market seems to be in consolidation, at least over the last, 40 minutes, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're trying to break out a little bit out of the consolidation. This is a 5-minute volume profile. This is a 1 minute. All right, and we could kind of see that, Delta is building pretty good. We just made a new high, came back down again. A lot of action right at 47 even. Consolidation. It could be that the bigger dollars, the bigger money, or the stronger hands, they're accumulating their positions. You know, uh, they're buying the market, just small increments, because they can't put all their money in at one shot. Because that can move the market, and they're looking for liquidity. Um, like an area of liquidity would be like right here on these smaller volumes. They can move size up in here, then they can start moving it up, and then they'll probably take it back down again. They take it back enough. Buyers who bought up in the top of the range are going to start to feel sell. The smart hands, or the, I want to say the smart, the stronger hands are going to start accumulating. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to do what they're doing. So right now we got a little zone here. You see this little consolidation, right? So I'm focused like at 345.25. Do have some the cumulative delta is starting to build back up. We got a lot of buying in here, a lot of pressure. Cumulative delta still looks good. So we have a new 5-minute candle here. Imbalances. So this candle ended pretty strong. A pretty strong candle. Would have been a nice move too. Very nice move here. So the 47.50. So 45 to 47.50 is where I'd be looking at. This is a pretty strong 15-minute candle here. This one right here, right here. So this is like more of a distribution that is a balanced distribution. Now we're making a little, we're getting right by that little area here. And then we may see a little resistance right up in here, right in this area. We always take a look to the left when we want more confirmation of what happened. The white areas are the value areas, where actually 40% of the value, right? So we're below value right now. Very big right here at 45 even. There was a lot of trading. This is the volume profile. It's a lot. So we could pretty much take this area from 46 to 47, and from here from 45 uh, F to 44 and 3/4, and see what's happening here. They're starting to build their positions up in here. This is the delta column. And this delta is dynamic. So they just pushed it down a little bit more at 44.75. So they're starting to build value. Still inside the value area. We had buyers come in. At the high, they accumulated a lot at 47 even. Supported the buyers to go ahead and buy with them. So we're going to see if we see some resistance here or support. Okay. We come back down. Do we hit the resistance back up again? But right now they're buying it. So it's pretty much a support area. I'm looking at it as support. You had all the value area built inside here. All the money was here. You see these little white dashes in the white area? That's the value area. Now, I'd be hesitant to go long here because what they're basically doing is they're just trying to accumulate. Now, if we took this spot out where the lower volume is, we're getting that distribution channel. All right. But we may also build a very thin profile below here to possibly 40.5. All right. And it looks like you have two different value areas in here. Take a look, like a capital B. So these value areas can be, how would I say, two separate areas to trade, where the boundary would be like 30, like 45.50, and trying to figure out if 45.50 is that. Because if we come up here and we get resistance down here, then we know. The odds are now in favor. That will probably come back down to this value area here. And that could be a good move. So that seems to be what's happening. This is the little step. You're going to break through here. There's a hump in the road. And the next value area will be below. Would be right in here. Once price breaks the value, they want to look for fair value again. Fair value was here before. So they could be coming here, or they may build this up. All right. This is sort of like a double top right here. So do we come back down, or is this going to be the move up? All right. The building value lower in this 5-minute interval. And it's stopping. So what's happening? When you see things stop, you take a look. I take a look to the right. I take a look at the low, because there's not a lot of there's very, very small amounts of volume here. All right, and we have a negative divergence here in the delta. So could we be coming back down again? Remember, I don't know. We got to look. These are minute candles. Now we can go to 5-minute bar, and we got significantly more volume here, and this got a positive divergence. All right, now we don't have a divergence at all. So the buyers come in. You got a couple of buying imbalances here. So this is giving me more information. All that negative delta here on the 5-minute candle. You go to the 1-minute candle, we didn't. We had a little more positive. A little more positive delta here. A little more buying imbalances here. Nothing substantial is looking at me right now to get and tell me to take a trade. Numbers seem very similar. 12, 13. 65, 66, 58, becoming less negative. So do we turn around? Over here's positive. Over here is starting to become less negative. Just had a buying imbalance here. Unfinished auction here. So I'm going to go back to my 5-minute candles. Unfinished auction here. There's a good chance we could come back down here in this session. We're at 4170, 41, what, 75? 4150. All this negative delta here. Buyers took it up, and they came right back, right at the middle. It's like a doji. Right in the middle. It's balanced. It's a balanced area right in here. And you can see it right here. It's pretty balanced. If we take these two candles, okay, this is starting to build back up again. This is where it is. If you took this candle and you put it right up in here, this value area is growing. Right up in here. That's starting to fill this in. But we're not getting the volume that I'm feeling that we could, you know, they're not doing it quick enough. What we need is a good set of buyers. We know we had a bunch of buyers up in here, a lot of 40% of the volume. And now, this needs to build up. So I want to see kind of a movement up here as well. Then I'll decide where I want to enter. So right now on the 1-minute chart, here's your cumulative delta, right? They're making kind of highs, but over here they're getting a little lower. All right. So are we going to make that push down and follow the cumulative? I'm going to call it the CD. All right, it's too many words. I'm going to call it the. So we're going to follow the CD down. All right. We get highs here. Yeah, we're not making highs here. This is the 15-minute candle. This is the 15-minute zone. Over here, we made the high, right? And it looks like we're kind of moving down. On the 1-minute, obviously we're moving down. There's a divergence there. All right? We take a look at the volume. The volume's a lot lower. These are things that you have to realize. You got to, before you take a chance. You can't have, what is it called? Analysis paralysis. You have to have an assumption. All right? Now, if you're taking a very small scalp and you think that you can make the scalp, you take the scalp. All right? But if your goal is to go a longer frame, the target, then you have to weigh about what you see here. We have all this positive delta here. All right? A lot of positive delta. We have more cumulative delta, CVD. I'll call it CVD because that's what they name it here. All right, but this is now if we go to the 1-minute, we have less. Okay, we go to the 5-minute, we have more. So what time frame are you comfortable trading? This is making that down move, and this is just straight. All right, now we're going a little higher, but we're not seeing the cumulative delta move up either. All right, that's the longer term. That's the 15-minute candle. Over here, we're consolidating, yet we are lower, getting a little lower here. If we go to the top of these candles. So I don't want to be a buyer or a seller now. Not enough volume. right in the middle of this 5-minute candle. We're getting some buying in the 5-minute candle. This 1-minute candle, the divergence is there's a divergence between these, and here as well. Divergence is going down. This is kind of breaking out of its range. But you see the volume is low. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, people are going to lunch. So what I may do with my videos here is if there were no trades, I'm just going to put them in a different, I'm going to set up a different playlist. So it'll just be like educational, because this is important. Of course, you'll have to do your due diligence and do more research. But you'll have the video, and you could just review the videos for those who would want to learn order flow. I have everything here, order flow. I have a dome, depth of market. I have the footprint. I have the volume profile. I got a couple of smaller zones that I look at. So we'll just do this as like an educational. What I'm looking at right now, there's really no trade for me that I want to be involved in. So I'm just going to leave this video as an educational video, and I'll post it to an educational playlist. All right, just no trading, but just information. All right, so yeah, if you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, share, comment. I got a Discord that I do a chat in, a community chat. Just log into Discord. I'm usually there if I'm trading for the day. And I have a Facebook group that I just restarted. I had it since 2019, but I got messy with the moderation and all that. So now it's just going to be a private only, an invite, and it's going to be a private, for my viewers here that support the YouTube channel, mostly in the Discord. All right, so that's about it. See you guys on the next one.